The dark truth about life as a samurai. Honor hurts, literally. So, you've just woken up in feudal Japan. Congrats! You're a samurai now, a noble warrior bound by honor, loyalty, and a lot of uncomfortable armor. Forget the movies. This isn't some peaceful meditation retreat with katanas and cherry blossoms. This is a full-time job in stabbing people politely. Your days start before sunrise. You wake up, stretch, and immediately question all your life choices. Breakfast? A bowl of rice and maybe a pickled plum, because nothing says ready for battle like 120 calories and crushing anxiety. Then it's time to sharpen your sword, your mind, and your death wish. Samurai training isn't for the weak. You spend hours practicing sword techniques, horse riding, archery, and trying not to cry in front of your sensei. You don't get a participation trophy here. If you mess up, your teacher might literally hit you with a bamboo stick until you develop enlightenment or brain damage. Honor is everything. Lose it, and you might as well start writing your suicide note. Seriously, if you spill your lord's tea, show up late, or sneeze during a speech, there's a decent chance someone will suggest seppuku, the traditional art of disemboweling yourself for dignity. Before we go deeper into this blade-wielding nightmare, hit that like button if you'd last more than 5 minutes as a samurai. Spoiler, you wouldn't. Drop a comment. Would you rather wield a katana or just hide in the mountains pretending to be mysteriously honorable? Go on, I dare you. Anyway, back to your glamorous life of discipline and depression. You serve a daimyo, your feudal lord, who basically owns you. He tells you where to fight, who to fight, and when to stop breathing. It's like having a boss, but instead of sending angry emails, he sends you to war. And war isn't what you think. There's no epic music, no slow-motion duels in the rain, just mud, chaos, and the distinct sound of metal meeting regret. You're swinging a sword that weighs as much as your self-esteem while trying not to die of dysentery. When there's no war, your job is waiting for war. You train, you meditate, you write poetry about cherry blossoms dying, which, let's be honest, is just emotional damage in haiku form. And if you get bored, you can always contemplate death. You're practically encouraged to. Let's talk armor. It looks cool, right? Except it weighs about 60 pounds, smells like fermented despair, and turns into a portable sauna in summer. Every battle feels like CrossFit mixed with a slow roast. And don't forget the helmet. It's designed to protect your head and guarantee a migraine. Now, swordsmanship. The katana isn't just a weapon, it's your soul. You polish it daily, whisper to it, and probably love it more than your wife. Lose it, and you've basically lost your identity. Imagine dropping your iPhone, but instead of embarrassment, you owe the gods an apology. Speaking of wives, yes, you can have one, just don't expect romance. She manages the house while you're out dying for honor. Love letters? Rare. Emotional connection? Optional. But hey, at least she gets to inherit your debts when you're gone. If you survive long enough, you might get promoted. More land, more servants, and more pressure to look noble, while secretly wondering if anyone else wants to quit this honor nonsense. But there's no quitting. You're samurai till death, or until your lord decides you're disloyal. Oh, and let's not forget taxes. You don't pay them with money, you pay with rice. So if your harvest sucks, congratulations, you're broke and hungry. It's like feudal Japan's version of working 2 jobs and still living with your parents. When the emperor says peace, it means you're unemployed. A samurai without war is like a fish without water, or a gamer without Wi-Fi. You end up wandering sword in hand, calling yourself a ronin. It sounds cool, but it's just medieval talk for a freelancer with commitment issues. If you're lucky, you might find work protecting merchants or teaching rich kids how to look intimidating while holding a sword wrong. If you're unlucky, you'll die trying to rob the same merchants. Either way, honor still matters. Apparently even when starving. And then there's seppuku, the ultimate oops button of feudal Japan. You mess up? You bow, stab yourself in the gut, and have your buddy chop off your head. Brutal, Yes, but at least nobody can accuse you of ghosting. Samurai also had a lot of rules. Don't lie. Don't run from battle. Don't eat too much. Don't laugh too loud. Basically, if it sounds fun, it's probably forbidden. Your life's purpose? To die gracefully while maintaining perfect posture. The Bushido Code sounds poetic, but in practice, it's just anxiety in armor. Courage, honor, loyalty, sure, but also no sleeping in and no Netflix breaks. You're a walking inspirational quote that occasionally decapitates people. And let's talk about the swords again, because samurai loved their swords. A blacksmith could spend months forging one blade. You'd spend years pretending to understand what spiritual connection means while polishing it for the 400th time. When battle finally comes, all that discipline goes out the window. It's a screaming mess of flying limbs, arrows, and panic. You try to remember your training, but mostly you just hope your enemy trips before you do. If you win, you're a hero. If you die, you're a legend. Either way, you're still dead, and someone's probably already writing a dramatic poem about your graceful demise. The samurai also had to practice calligraphy because nothing says elite warrior like having perfect handwriting while covered in blood. It's all about balance, apparently. And tea ceremonies? Oh, those mattered too. Imagine sitting perfectly still for hours, sipping bitter tea while pretending not to crave sake. It's like mindfulness, but with more boredom and stricter dress codes. Sometimes your lord might gift you land. Great, right? Except now you're responsible for farmers, taxes, and paperwork. You went from slicing enemies to signing rice receipts. If you somehow live long enough to retire, you can become a monk. You trade swords for sandals and finally get to sleep past sunrise. Of course, you're still haunted by flashbacks of that one time your armor got stuck mid-battle. Over time, samurai culture became romanticized. Poets wrote about your bravery, artists painted your battles, and centuries later, Hollywood turned you into a philosophical killing machine. Spoiler, you still die at the end. And yet, there's something weirdly admirable about it all. You fought, suffered, and dedicated your life to a cause bigger than yourself, mostly because you had no other options, but still, points for effort. So next time someone says, "I live by honor," just remember, real samurai didn't have Wi-Fi, showers, or mental health days. They had swords, rice, and a deep hatred of blinking wrong in front of authority.